Blog Talk Radio.
Good evening, everyone. This is me, Jonathan Alexander. I'm here to host our show, Life, Laughter, Happiness. Today is a special show. We have my co-host, Kelly. Are you there, Kelly?
Yeah. Hi, everybody.
Hi. Kelly's in a swimming pool right now.
Yeah.
We have my other co-host. Yes, and we have my other co-host, Barbara. Are you there, Barbara?
Yes, I'm here. Hi, everybody.
So you're also
Barbara.
there with your daughter, Priscilla. Is that correct?
That's correct. Thank you all
Hello,
for being
Priscilla.
here.
How are you?
I'm good.
Hi.
Good.
Thank you
Now-
for doing this, you guys. This is special because my daughter would like to connect with her dad. She lost her dad in a car accident when she was only 2 years old. So this would be
Okay.
really special for her to be able to connect. So I thank Psychics Vanessa Orr and Karen Page for being here to help this happen today.
And
Absolutely.
now that you've introduced the two of them, I guess you introduced them. I just wanted to say something about these two as I introduced them myself. This goes to I'm sure that some of you heard that I was going to make a big announcement on this show, so I'm going to go ahead and say it. I have talked it over with Kelly, and I've talked it over with Barbara. And I think everybody can agree that Vanessa and Karen have been extremely generous with their time on our show as far as our show is concerned. They've helped us out a lot. I have bonded with Vanessa. Karen Page has become like a mother figure to Kelly. And I feel that it makes sense because the other day we've been having people call in asking to talk to psychics for people that aren't psychics or people that don't think they're psychics, which isn't really fair. So from now on, Vanessa and Karen Page are now regular parts of the show. Every Tuesday and Thursday will be psychic days. And their new labels on the show will be the Life, Laughter, Happiness Psychics. Now, starting the 4th, Vanessa will we'll do it starting June. Let me see if I can figure this out. Make sure I've got everything right here. Sorry about that. Okay, starting July the 4th. I think we figured, Vanessa, that you would be better for Thursday. Okay.
Okay.
So every Thursday, starting July the 4th, you will be on our show. And then starting July the 9th, starting every Tuesday, Karen Page will be on every Tuesday. So for those of you who are wondering, you might have been sitting around thinking, well, when are we going to have a psychic on? In this way, it'll make it easier. It'll make it easier to look at our schedule and think. It's sort of like the idea of the guided meditations. It makes sense to have when a psychic's going to be on. We will still have psychics on other days, but this is going to make it easier for people. It is going to make it easier, for the chakra days and everything, and that's why we're doing this. And also on these 2 days, and I think this is what's going to lead into this. Barbara I'm telling Barbara to bring in a guest on Psychic. Okay? And I guess she started today. Why don't you introduce your guest today, Barbara?
Okay. My guest is my 12-year-old daughter, Priscilla. And I'm so excited that she came to me and she asked me if she could have a psychic day. And she is a very important person she would like to connect with. And also, there's one more thing. She had, she may want to tell you something paranormal that has happened to her. We'll see how the show goes. But she definitely wants to connect and talk to her dad that she lost in a car accident. So thank you Karen, and
All right,
Vanessa
Vanessa,
for
Karen,
being
are
here,
you
my
both
two
there?
favorites.
Yay!
Vanessa, Karen, are you both there?
Yes.
We're here.
Yes. It's so funny because before the show, well, in between my conversation with Karen, I was downstairs grabbing all sorts of things that God was showing me, Spirit was showing me to pick up, and I grabbed all these candles to bring people in from the other side. So
You might
I'm
be
glad
psychic or something.
I might be a little.
Too easy. I couldn't help it.
You had to. You had to. Oh, I must be Gracie, right? I'm Gracie. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. So I was sitting here and I said, and I always do prayers before the reading, and I said, okay, I just want to bring to everybody's attention that I've got all these candles lit, and I've got the money incense going, and I heard, but we're already here. So it was me that was late to the party here. But
No.
we're ready. We're ready, Priscilla.
Okay.
Okay, well, what do you need to know about her dad? She could tell you a little bit of what are your thoughts and what is your question for him?
I don't really have a question. I just want to. I don't really have a question to ask him. I just want to talk to him and try to communicate.
To know if he's around you and okay. Let's
Can
So
I
this was
say
a car
something
accident.
before Vanessa speaks? And then I just want to say one thing, okay?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Priscilla, you are never alone, sweetheart. Your father didn't go anywhere. His body left, but he has always been with you, sweetheart, and always will be.
Thank you.
And well, I know that it is a difficult loss. That is the hardest loss you have ever had in your 12 years. And I know how much you miss him. But if you can let your heart be peaceful and you can understand that he is always there and recognize that they cannot get through our grief. When you have made peace that he is there, and yes, his body had to go, but the most important part, which is his soul, will always be with you, and you will never be alone, sweetheart. Then he can make sure he'll probably come to you in your dreams. And he will let you know that he is there.
Okay.
Okay? Now I'm going to shut up, and Miss Vanessa, the expert, I'm stepping away.
Oh, Karen's amazing. And that was the perfect preface that we needed to this reading. I think I probably needed it too, because there was a gentleman here that he's very nicely dressed, as in looks like he has a dark blue golf polo on, and a belt, and looks like khaki pants. And I see glasses. I don't know if your father had glasses, Priscilla. But
sometimes, he wore glasses.
Did he? Okay, honey.
Yeah.
He's been showing me carrying you in his arms, like the right side, actually. He also has been telling me that he struggled with the wheel. He keeps showing me fighting with the wheel. And this was a car accident? I think we heard earlier. Yes, that's so.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't. He can't, am I being shown that there was rain or elements of water on the road or something?
It was a slippery area. Yes, it was slippery.
Yeah, okay.
They said. I can't remember if it was the rain that made it slippery.
Okay. Yeah, there were elements of I see water and a finish of a storm and or rain anyway. and he shows me over and over again in the feistiness of attempting to control the vehicle and the steering wheel. And he says, I used all my might. And he's a little panicked, and I see this being entrapped in his solar plexus. The panic is in his solar plexus, and he struggled to keep the vehicle and he says, forget the road. He said, I was trying to keep it where I could get out of it safely, but this is where I'm being left off in the scope of what he is showing me. He also shows me that before he left earthly plane, he said no. He steps out and says no pain. He thought, he thought of you, Priscilla, and Barbara, your mother, and it looks like his mother. He thought of. Okay, and I see a lot of. Okay, go ahead.
They were
very
Barbara. Close. And I wanted to tell you that this was an accident due to a drunk driving. He was not the drunk person driving, but he was the passenger, and his friend was driving the vehicle, and and he lost control. But maybe Mark grabbed the wheel or something, and who knows what happened, but it was very tragic because of that negligence. That was really horrible. So we wanted all the listeners to know that because, be careful out there. My daughter's had to grow up without a father because of a drunk driving accident. But it was on the news. It was really a horrible accident. It flipped over, everything like that. But he was killed instantly, so there was not any pain.
Okay.
Correct.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask the question, did he try to take, I got a yes on it. He did try to take the wheel. But yeah, since before the show started, there's been a gentleman here and showing me this, the steering wheel. Let's see. That's all I'm getting here at the moment. I am supposed to tell you, Priscilla and Barbara, that just as Karen was talking about, that your father, Priscilla, visits you in your dreams or invite him in to visit you. You can have actual conversations with your father on astral plane. What is that? That's when our soul exits our body, and you can go to astral plane. And what this is, it's like the most real dream. So it's what I call more than a dream, and I have a couple articles about it on my website. And these are astral projections. For example, if you astral project and you come back to your body, in the morning you might think to yourself, I feel like I've been somewhere, or I feel different. There's something's different. Something has changed during the night. And that's usually indicative of going to astral plane and visiting others.
Is he maybe like one of my spirit guides? Because I know that that family members can choose to
That's right.
be one of
You're
your
right
spirit
about
guides.
that.
Yeah,
you're absolutely
because
right.
One time I tried to reach out to my spirit guides and let them manifest, but I haven't seen any signs yet. It was like a few months ago. And yeah.
I got a yes on that.
Okay, Vanessa, I've got to say something here. Okay?
Okay.
Sweetheart, your father will always be around you. When I say always, I mean always. And you have serious protection with him. And it feels, I don't know if it's his mother or his grandmother that's also with him.
His mother recently passed away, and he was so close to her.
Yeah, because it feels like I see the two of them with you, and you were like a gift from God.
Yeah.
To him,
Sure.
and to his mother.
Yeah.
So they will always be around you. And you can talk to your dad if you're washing a dish in the kitchen sink, sweetheart. He'll always answer you, and you will know the difference between his voice and your voice.
Wow.
You'll
That's
see.
powerful. And you know what?
And
remember, she's a twin, and so he's probably with Gabriel, her twin brother, because remember I was able to talk to him, the twin, and he's dancing all around me, so he's probably dancing all around you as well.
The happy dance.
Yes, and her father was so wonderful. He was gregarious.
He's a lovely
he was
guy.
very, very handsome, tall, husky, great, funny personality. And it's just so sad. He was only 47. Everybody loved him, and everybody would say, "You look just like Alec Baldwin." He was super good looking. He was. So it is sad that she doesn't know him, but now on this earth, but she will know him someday. They'll be together. We found comfort in knowing that.
You know, as Karen says, your dad is always around you, Priscilla. But if you've had, I'm shown 5 visitations with him at night. This is where those dreams that are more than dreams. It's as if they are real. They are real. And this is where we talk about astral projection or out-of-body experience. And since you are aware of paranormal, this isn't really paranormal to me. It's more spiritual, but he has visited you 5 times. He's very
he's been around her all the time.
Yeah. No, that's true. That's right, Karen. You're absolutely right. But these visitations, these intense communications, Karen's right. He is always around. And it's just as Karen says, is that you can be washing a dish at the kitchen sink and ask that question of him.
You better start washing dishes. It seems like
that's the key. See, Barbara, who knew?
I see you're listening, Joey.
Oh, how funny. You can also ask for signs. Karen's so funny. What, sweetie?
Speaking of dreams, I had sleep paralysis once, and I kept on seeing the number 2. I saw 2 owls the night before I had my sleep paralysis, and I woke up really early after my sleep paralysis had passed. I kept on seeing birds, number 2. I finally looked up what number 2 meant. It meant guardian angel. So maybe he was there with me in my sleep paralysis.
Absolutely.
I get a yes on that.
Me too. 1,000%.
Wow. I just got chills too.
And you know, sweetheart, part of it is because even though you are older than your years and you have an understanding of things that most kids your age would go, what the heck are you talking about? Okay? You will find that, and Vanessa, correct me if I'm wrong, okay? When you had the sleep paralysis, okay, it was because there was a need to keep you very still for him to be able to come visit and for you to be able to receive that.
Wow. I get a yes on that.
And it is, do you remember when I said to you, if you can calm your heart?
No.
And know that he didn't go anywhere. And he will make it very clear to you that he is there. And Vanessa, what Vanessa said is absolutely true. He is there, and all you have to do is when you go to sleep at night, talk to him. And it doesn't need to be out loud. You can talk to him in your head. He will hear you because he is there. You are connected.
That's true. It's
forever. Yes. That's so true, honey. That's so true.
She has a sister. Mark had a 23-year-old daughter when Priscilla was born. And so she has a half-sister who is now, sometimes she tunes in and listens to the show, and I'm going to have her come on as a guest so she can, maybe Mark will, appear more. He'll, start to show himself a little more. Why isn't he showing himself much, Vanessa?
He doesn't want to screw up.
Well, now he's here with me. Here's how I look at mediumship is our vibration has to rise and their vibration has to lower. And the other thing that I see when I do mediumship, I do medium readings, it's kind of like sliding doors. And it's very interesting because the doors are like panels. They're clear they're kind of rather translucent panels, or it's like someone's on the other side, you see someone on the other side, but you can't clearly see them, and these panels slide. And as they slide, other panels slide across. I know it sounds completely weird, but I've had this experience many times, and it's a window of time that I get with these individuals. Other times they come through me. I had a reading yesterday that rather surprised me. I had a woman who came here and sat on my hips. She was a surrogate.
Wow.
She was sitting. Yeah. I could feel the
kind of like, didn't she have two hips of her own?
I know,
right? Come on.
I know. That's a very good point, Karen.
I mean, it's just like she had to borrow yours.
She did.
Yeah, totally.
It's like, wow.
As if I need that extra weight, right? Well, it was very surprising to me too that every reading's different, and
thank God.
Yeah, I know. And for example, your dad was very respectful. He was here on my left, but I will have them come straight through me. So I don't know if I'm answering your question very well, Barbara, but another thing that's been coming up in this reading since we started is it's I kept asking, why is it so obvious? And it was feathers. And so I know. And as we know, feathers are indicative of, typically an angel nearby. But also feathers or pennies or, coins, but typically pennies are indicative of someone who has stopped by. Now, it's as Karen says, and I think it bears repeating, that when people pass, they haven't gone anywhere. They're just on the other side of the veil, and that's the case here, as Karen is saying, is that they're right there.
They just cannot get through our grief, and
that's
because
a very true story.
Priscilla, because you are so conscious now of wanting to connect to your father, if you can release the grief and understand that. You'll laugh when I say this, but we're not our bodies. Our bodies are temporary, but our soul is eternal.
Yes, I know.
Your father, see, I know you know. It's just it's tough being human, and we all go through it when we have that type of loss, because it is the most profound loss you've ever had in 12 years.
Yeah.
So it is working through and letting go of the grief.
Okay.
And understanding that he is still there, sweetheart. He didn't go anywhere.
Okay.
I have a question because your room. I know you've moved recently, but there was a place, Priscilla, that you had a room, and there was a door frame and a dark room on the other side. I'm guessing that's a bathroom. Did you have a bathroom off of your room in the last house at least?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
He stands there. He stood in that door. He's been here like very, very communicative, I've said. And he stood in that doorway.
Weird. That's really, really weird. You know why? Because when I had my sleep paralysis, I heard a low, like I heard a low rumble right next to that door in that corner where I was sitting.
Okay.
And I heard it.
Gee, what a surprise.
And hearing is my strongest psychic sense.
So you're a clairaudience.
Yes, I am.
Well, trust that, because it's like I tell clients, if you hear it, it is so, Yep.
Absolutely.
If you see it, it is so. Yep, it's a true thing. Yeah.
It's funny because I always the joke is I have the ears of a bat. I mean, I can hear things that other people go, I didn't hear anything. So I understand that, and it is super sensitive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So if I ask the question, is Priscilla psychic, I do get a yes on that.
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And as the older she gets, and I know you and I both, Vanessa, know how sensitive she is, and how connected to the next world she is. Yeah. It's like she came in that way, you know.
Oh yeah.
And it will, and it has to be a very interesting and educational period for her going to school with the kids that are not as open or as sensitive as she is.
Agreed.
Because, that has to be quite an education.
Yeah, I feel like that too, because if I ever talk about it with my friends, they think like I'm a nut job or something, you know.
Well, if it's any consolation to you, sweetheart, welcome to the club, because we all went through that.
We're still going through it.
Absolutely. Yeah. You know, it's part of that adult growing pains part of the program, you know?
Yeah.
When's your birthday, Priscilla?
May 12th, 2007, and my birth time is 7:37 a.m.
Wow.
A.m. So you have Gemini rising.
Yes, I do. And my moon is Virgo.
Your moon is in Virgo?
Yes.
Oh, so you have the air Mercury and the earth Mercury. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. So you have the spiritual element of it, and you have the practical element of it.
Yeah, I'm a very practical person.
That's that Virgo moon.
Wow.
And we won't tell anybody. It's all of our secret here, okay? But you are such a love bunny. I mean, I won't tell anybody how sensitive you are. It's all our secret, okay?
That's my numerology. I'm the 6. I'm a lover.
You are. I know. When you said hello earlier, that's exactly what I thought. What a love bunny.
Oh, sweet.
So sweet.
That's fantastic.
I'm going to be a natural parent. I know all about this. It's nice.
Wow.
You know
about this stuff.
Isn't that is, you don't know how lucky you are, sweetheart.
Yeah.
You are very blessed.
Yes, I also get told that when I do my tarot readings on YouTube. I'm a very lucky person.
Well, I have to tell you, you're talking to two people, Vanessa and I, that both, when we were your age, I started doing readings when I was 10 and a half.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yes. Okay. And both of us have had our gifts since we were, you came in this way. You were born, in the words of that great sage Lady Gaga, we were born this way,
Yeah.
And you'll see that it develops. And the nice part is that as God bless your mom, because she's welcoming and supportive and open to it, and will help you to meet the people that will help you understand it, so you will know that you are not alone.
Yes.
Thank
Your
you.
mother's very business. Barbara, you're very business centric. And
are you feeling that, or is that because of you've watched my marketing skills over since I started with the show?
No. If you ask Jonathan about and if you ask Karen about me, I just look at energies.
Oh.
Yep.
Wow. Thank you.
I don't look at
compliment.
You're welcome. Yeah. So I think I was even describing this to Jonathan earlier today, because when I tap into your energies, they always say the industry can't, I could go get another MBA, but I could never learn that industry or market. And this is the connectivity and industry that you will be leading Priscilla through. So
yep.
I'm sure Karen is already.
That's why she picked Barbara as her mother.
That is absolutely perfectly said, and I just got prana confirmation on that.
Yep, I just got chills. It's like, doesn't it?
Something.
Go ahead.
I feel very appreciated. Thank you for. Oh, she's like, I love my mommy. I feel grateful that you chose me and that you chose me for that reason. I feel like I have, a purpose, and I'm offering something good to you. Aww.
Well, there's a connection that is more than just this life.
Yeah.
It's like you were brought back together in this life. Don't you feel that way, Vanessa?
Yes, you are correct.
Because there's an understanding. Priscilla does not have to explain herself to you.
Exactly.
You get her, and she
it's been
knows.
Really nice.
It is amazing. I had that with my mother, and it is a very unusual gift to find with children and their parents. That you don't have to sit down and go A, B, C, and this is what happened. And when no matter how you try to protect her, Barbara, when you're upset over something, she knows it before ever saying anything to you. You are both absolutely bound at the soul.
Wow. Were we twin flames in another life?
Oh, you were absolutely together in another life.
No, she asked, were we twin flames?
Oh, that's not what this feels like to me.
No. Agreed.
I don't even know what that is. I get a lot of information from Priscilla.
You were not twin flames. No.
No.
But can I say something? Because Priscilla, your dad keeps pounding me on my left shoulder, and please let me say this. He says he's proud of you. It's like, he's not going to, thank you. Because I need that left shoulder, put dishes away on the dishwasher. So, thank you.
That was priceless.
It's kind of happening here.
Well, I think he's going, come on, we don't have a lot of time here. We're on a radio show, remember? We got to get your attention right now so you can tell her.
It's true. What was the paranormal experience that you had, Priscilla?
Oh, my mom called it a paranormal experience. It's my sleep paralysis. Not really.
I thought that was.
It's not really.
Oh. Okay.
More of the spiritual.
But you've had a few experiences, though.
Like one time at the house, I always felt like somebody was watching me in my room. I felt really lots of negative energy.
At
in
the
that room.
rental home that we moved, we were in Arizona in a rental home, and she felt it a lot in that
Yeah.
room. And after a
Yeah.
while,
It
I
was
didn't
a
even want to
male.
be in there either. And she
It was
just
a
came
male.
in my room because of what?
It was a male.
Yeah, I
Well,
knew
it feels
I
like
felt
there was
it.
so much anger in that house
I
Oh,
know.
yeah, there was.
before you guys ever. The last two, it feels like families that lived in that house feels like all they did was fight.
Yes.
Yeah, when I
Yikes!
was laying on my bed on my stomach, like I felt like a death glare at me from the back, and I was so afraid. Like I could not stay in that room like that. It was horrible. I hated it. It was
Horrible.
so scary.
She never got
So-
into decorating that room or anything. It was not like her to not be into her room at all. It was very
Yeah, but
intense.
isn't that a beautiful thing that she's not there anymore? She doesn't
Yes.
have to be there. Neither of you need to be in that energy anymore.
Who was ill all the time? Who had the stomach issues in the house? Anybody?
Me?
Okay.
Oh yes.
No?
Yes. Okay. No.
You.
No. Ron. Okay. I moved there because I was going to marry. He's a nice guy, but it didn't work out. But he had stomach issues. He had a stomach surgery. He was always complaining that his stomach would always have this scar lining inside, and he always talked about this stomach. But he only lived there for the first 5 months, and then he left. But that was the stomach problem that she's probably feeling.
And by the way,
Yeah.
sweetheart, you not marrying him was God saving you from yourself.
Thank
Yeah.
Yes.
I know. Well, it was very, that was a very intense relationship and a lot
It
of
was an
anger. and-
educational relationship.
Yeah, that's
I guess
true.
yes on that. Yeah.
I felt it at first. I told her, "Aren't you worried that he's traveling all these places, and aren't you afraid that he might cheat on you?"
Oh, God.
And I'm like,
Wow.
"What happened? Like, can you believe that?"
Okay.
And I'm
Priscilla's
sorry. I'm sorry.
Do you remember those words we heard as kids from the mouths of babes?
I know.
You're not kidding. Boy, I
Isn't that
tell you.
astonishing? I mean, sweetheart, if ever for a second you wonder when you're in school, who are these people I'm going to school with? I just want you to remember you're the conscious one in the group. Okay?
Oh yeah.
And
She felt that, yeah.
I know that this is just a process of you have to be in school, and thank God it is really you're incredibly gifted, so I'm not worried
Yes.
about that.
Yeah.
But the people that are meant to be your friends, you will find things they will know who you are. And they're not going to think you're the least bit weird. And the rest of them, they don't belong in your life anyway because you have nothing to prove to anybody.
Well
Thank
said.
you.
And
you.
by the way, Priscilla, I want you to always remember there is nothing wrong with you.
Thank you.
You
Yes,
need
but
to
when
really know that.
Thank you.
When she came to that school and moved from Los Angeles to Arizona, she came to me. After a couple of weeks, she's like, "Mom, I feel like I just know more than any of them. I feel like they just don't get so much. And I do get so much more than them. Like she liked them. She made good friends." But she felt that immediately when she moved there. And we just thought it was, maybe it's a different school.
No, that doesn't surprise me even a little bit. And it's funny because I was telling Vanessa this story. I'm a tall girl. I'm 5'9.5". Okay.
Oh wow.
And I was this size in elementary school.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. And I was, which is shocking, I was excruciatingly shy, and I had a terrible stutter. And I was the really weird kid that just knew stuff that I wasn't supposed to know. Okay?
Yeah.
Wow.
And And so and the joke is, I said it to you earlier, Vanessa. Remember, I said it
Yes.
made me wildly
Yes.
popular. And so I was that girl, okay, that you are now. And you know what? I turned out just fine. And sweetheart, you need to. Whoever doesn't get you, they just don't belong in your life. Period. The end. And it's their loss, not yours.
What's interesting about that story is that, and I want to know, Karen, did you experience that those people that thought, say, you or I were bizarre, now they seek us out for readings?
Oh, of course.
And it's amazing to me the number of people from, for example, from my high school class seek me out for readings, the most unlikely people.
And you know what's interesting is some of them have not changed at all. They're just taller now. You know?
Funny.
But Priscilla, I beg of you, Vanessa and I aren't crazy, okay? I want you to always remember there is nothing wrong with you, okay?
Okay.
And that if, we all know, and especially in this group, we all know how unkind people can be sometimes when they're jealous or insecure. But that's their issues. They're not yours, sweetheart.
No, thank you.
Okay, and you need to remember that. You have nothing to prove to anybody.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, sweetheart, I just work here. I'm just telling you the truth. And, and you are, Barbara, if ever for a second you wonder what you've done in your life, Priscilla truly is your finest work. Everything else is gravy, honey.
Oh, that's lovely.
She's a very good mother.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, and you are the proof of that.
She's such a good girl. I've never had any trouble with this girl. And, when you were saying that she just gets things, I've always thought it's so nice that she just gets things. I don't have to explain anything. Because I know that there are children out there that you have to, spell it out to everything.
And she's not afraid to have a real conversation with you.
Not at all.
That's true.
That's why she's going to grow up just fine, And all of a sudden we'll blink and she'll be us.
Yeah.
And we're a pretty happy lot, so,
Yeah, true.
That's what it's all about, darling.
Yeah. So she got into astrology all by herself.
After I had my sleep paralysis, everything formed off of my sleep paralysis. Right after that, my whole spiritual awakening happened.
Really?
Yeah.
And she just started studying it herself. And I have this very informative child every day telling me my horoscope, and it's been so fun. Yeah.
I
she
love
does
that.
part of it. She loves it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I love that. It's so
she goes,
funny
Mom,
when
you're just such a Leo. You're a real
Her
Leo.
moon and her son and her moon are a Leo. She's such a Leo.
Oh, no
everything about
kidding.
her is a Leo.
Yeah.
I don't
wow.
know why.
Well, she's coming into a really nice time, even with the Mercury retrograde, because at least it's in Leo, which is a softer and easier sign than it being in the emotional Cancer that everything's been in.
Wow.
That Cancer Capricorn thing. It's like
Yeah.
that's been tough. That's so funny because Vanessa and I were both like you, okay, Priscilla, we were the kids that were kind of like, I'm supposed to learn this,
Yeah.
And you open that door and the universe brings it in.
True.
The opportunity. So it's like, yep, we're the lucky ones.
I think I was mentioning this to Karen earlier, that I had been asking God to bring someone of the caliber of Karen into my life. Well, it's true. Because,
you are so sweet. Thank you, sweetheart.
Well, it's my honor because it's the truth, and I've been asking.
Well, I have to tell
up.
you, when I first did Jonathan's show, and then when he met Kelly, and then it was Barbara, it was like, oh my God, I love you guys. I love you guys because it is because of them that we were brought together, all of us.
That's exactly right. So we have them to thank. I was trying to get to that thank.
Absolutely.
And you know what? Before we started the show, and this is for our listeners, I was pulling an angel card out, and it was the angel of gratitude, and that's been the theme all day here at my house.
So
and
true.
Now we went into this fantastic broadcast with life, laughter, happiness, with gratitude.
Yep. And Priscilla, you are such a lovely gift. I have to tell you. You are such a lovely gift. It is a beautiful thing to meet a 12-year-old that you live in a bigger world. You know?
Yes, that's right.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
And you are just a gift, and it's such a pleasure to meet. I can't tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Barbara.
Thank you guys so much for, wow, she really had a lot to say. I was like pleased to hear her come out and, really have a good conversation with you guys. And because, when I first asked her to be on the show, it was like a month ago or longer, and she did not want to, but she came around, and it was great. How do you feel? It was very fun. Yeah, thanks, you guys. You're awesome.
It's a pleasure.
Well, she's pretty spectacular, so,
Yeah.
takes one to know one. We just recognized each other. It's like, well, there you are, Priscilla. Where the heck have you been, girl?
I want to ask a question because, she's going through another big change, moving from 2 years in Arizona. She made so many great friends, a real good group of girls, and it was really hard for her to leave them. And now she's going to be starting 7th grade at a middle school, and I'd like to know, what does her future school year look like for her? Is she going to meet a special friend? Good. Looks great.
Absolutely.
Yes, they all come running to her.
Oh, yeah, and you're going to meet 2 girls that you will probably wind up being friends with for the rest of your life.
That's perfectly said.
Really?
Doesn't it feel like that, Vanessa?
It does, and you know what, Karen? You picked up on it perfectly, and I agree with that, and it also coincides with the number 2.
Oh, my God, it sure does.
Wow.
Yes.
And there are going to be a bunch of the phony wannabe friends, but you'll smell them out in like a nanosecond.
Yes.
Yes.
Why are those fake friends gonna want to be with? Why?
Well, they have to investigate because you'll have a lot of fans that they're a little more nervous about getting to know you because you're different.
There's a way
and
to
when
carry
you
yourself.
when you look at people, you see through them, and it makes people uncomfortable sometimes.
Teachers too, I'm shown.
Yeah.
But these 2 girls, and there'll be one guy and I'm not talking about the boys that try to be nice and then want to be your boyfriend. I'm talking about a really nice young man that will probably be like the brother you don't have, sweetheart.
No.
Yeah, that's right.
And he's just such a nice young man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
I get a yes on that.
It's a coming.
I keep picking up on an owl. I can't remember if you had mentioned an owl earlier, Priscilla, but I keep picking up on 2 owls. And they're showing me, my guides are talking about investigative. So
Change.
Yeah. Anyway, so investigative. It looks like there's an investigative time coming up in your life. 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade. Looks like 7th grade through 10th grade. You're going to be exploring, of course, and being, owning a rather investigative mind. So hold on to that and carry it through the rest of your life. There's nothing greater than being an investigator. Even little kids, 5-year-olds, 2-year-olds are investigative. So
that curiosity level.
Yes,
absolutely.
It's rather threading itself back and forth through this reading. I see it threading literally back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So hold on to that investigative platform.
She's part of our Y Club.
Why am I?
Why this? Why that? Why is the sky high?
What am I investigating?
Everything, sweetheart.
Yeah.
You will want to know everything. Things that don't matter to other people, but you will want to get to the core of understanding them. And it doesn't mean that they are all going to, you're not, I wanted to know how planes stayed in the air, and don't you know I bring 2 rocket scientists into my life, and I learn that, but it doesn't mean I'm going to be a rocket scientist.
Wow.
But the information was amazing.
Yes. Wow.
And I got to give a talk at NASA.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Oh, that
That's
was
crazy.
amazing. And my favorite part was when the guy at the door that was letting everybody in, he looked at me and said, "Do you know who it is?" And I said, "Who?" He said, "The psychic." I said, "No, do you?" He said, "No, but I'll know him when I see him." I said, "Will you point them out to me?" And he gave me a thumbs up. And then the gentleman that had organized it came and got me when I stepped into the auditorium. And he took me around, and we went backstage and then in front of the podium. And this guy was sitting like 6 rows back in the center and looking at me, and I mean, Mr. Grumpy Pants, and I just waved at him,
So funny.
So his idea when we were talking about the future of the space program, and everybody, it was open to questions. This guy asked me his intelligent question. He asked me if Halloween was my favorite holiday.
Oh dear me.
Oh please! I thought everybody was going at him. How dare you?
Goodness.
And I looked at him and I said, "Why no? Actually, when I can feed all my friends and give them presents, those are my favorite holidays. Why is Halloween your favorite holiday?" And everybody burst out laughing.
No, actually, I try to jump in. I think the question should be what people think you do on Halloween. I mean,
he asked me if Halloween was my favorite holiday.
Oh my God! Wow.
You kind of got that wrong.
So the message in that, Priscilla, is you just don't care what other people think because when you know who you are, it's all good.
It's the truth.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's
it is
hilarious.
priceless.
Was that guy expecting the psychic to look like Merlin with a cape and,
Oh, well, my joke is that I'm sorry I left my turban and my cape at home, and I walk in and I put my hand out and go, "Hello, I'm Madame Zaza,"
Oh my goodness, that is
my favorite part is people look at me and go, "You're the psychic?" And I go, "Yeah, I know. Isn't that hilarious?" Who knew?
Oh my God.
And the other favorite question, you'll love this one, Vanessa. I'm sure you've been asked this. When people say, "What do you do?" and you say, "Well, I'm a psychic," and they go, "Really? What do you really do?" It's like, I know it's hard to believe, but that actually is my real job. You know, it is like.
I don't know. Did I tell you?
So what do you really do?
Pardon me?
Did either of you hear about the Dilbert cartoon?
Which one, honey?
The one where Dilbert goes on the airplane and he's sitting in the back of the airplane and it's all empty. And the stewardess walks up to him and he says, "Oh my God, you are so lucky. Everybody that was going to the International Psychic Convention canceled at the last minute."
I remember you telling me that one. That's hilarious.
And I'm like, this guy is scared to death. I mean,
Funny.
Or Clueless. I think that's Clueless, don't you, Priscilla?
Priscilla, you said that you have your YouTube channel. Is that true?
I have a YouTube channel.
Cool.
I do.
Is that what you said?
I didn't know. I don't know when I said that. What? You're
I thought you
confusing me.
Well, word got
I
out.
thought you said that you did tarot cards on YouTube.
Yeah, I do. I watch tarot readings on YouTube.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah.
I
know. Can I interject here? But Priscilla, allow me to interject because it's interesting. I heard what Jonathan heard. So,
isn't that interesting?
I know it. It's so, you know.
Now,
what?
Vanessa, would that surprise you even a little bit?
No, I just love it. Don't you just love it?
I'm really interested in tarot. I'm really interested in tarot, and I really want to get some cards and learn how to do them. So maybe, but I just watch tarot right now.
Well, it's educational, and you know, it is. Everybody has their own way of interpreting. Every reader sees things differently. I taught tarot, but it's not the tool that I use.
Yeah.
And it's like we all thankfully learn all these different ways to do things, and everybody has their own way. And your way, Priscilla?
I want to say something. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
One of these shows, we should have Holly Hall meet Priscilla. Don't you agree, Kelly?
Yeah, sorry, I had it on mute. Yeah, I think that would be a great idea.
Holly Hall is a lady that we've had on quite some time. She's really into tarot cards. I think Holly Hall and Priscilla should talk. It's
I think that would be a great idea.
That is a great idea.
Do you guys do tarot readings on the show?
Well, Holly is a tarot reader. She reads tarot, but I think Vanessa and Karen, one of them, they may do tarot. I'm not sure.
I don't use tarot. It's just I know how to do tarot, but I don't know. Vanessa, do you?
I do, but I don't use it. I'm like you. I don't use it. Yeah, I'm like you, but
I love tarot. I love doing
They're
tarot.
beautiful, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, I was going to say this. I was told that when you're 14 that you have a YouTube channel, Priscilla.
I do. But I don't
I like how she talks. She talks as though she talks and brings it into being. So she talks as if owning it. And I think that's what Jonathan picked up on, and that's what I picked up on too. And so here is where your mother and her business acumen come into play to support you in that platform.
Mm.
Because I'm actually showing it gets monetized in some way. And now I'm speaking outside my realm of knowledge, of course. This is the reading. So your mother networks the business acumen with the YouTube platform so that you can provide your short videos. It is an inspiration.
Woohoo, girl.
Too cute. No
I
wonder
love
your
it.
father was smacking me on the left shoulder going, tell her I'm proud of her. Tell her I'm proud of her. I'm like, okay.
Ow, 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 ow.
Yeah,
Oh.
ow, watch it. I'm going to have to line up behind someone on the table, get my left rotator cuff fixed. But your dad was very, very animated. Too funny.
That's priceless.
I
That
know,
is
I love
priceless.
it. I got to tell you, every reading's different, and I just get the front row seat, right, Karen? You get the front row seat?
Isn't that the truth? And it just
The
fills
truth.
my heart.
That's mine, too. Amazing.
We are the lucky ones.
It's a true story.
Woo-hoo.
And you know what? We get to see clients accelerate. I have clients that contact me practically on a daily basis, and I get the privilege of watching them accelerate. And that's what we
Absolutely.
have. Yeah.
Let me
Winners
ask you
come
this.
here.
What's the funniest session that either of you have had? Vanessa and Karen both. This is the question for both of you. The one that after having it, you laughed your head off.
Karen's got a story, I'm sure. I don't have one.
I have several. They're in my book. Some of them are so.
Which I'm going to get.
It is. I cannot tell you. Even when I think about them, they still make me laugh. And I think one of my favorites is a lady that came for a reading, actually in Houston, and I'm trying to say this in the nicest way that I can. She was married, and I saw this other man in her life, and I said to her. I said this man has a higher calling. I said, do you know who I'm talking about? She said, I think so. I said this is a man that has a very powerful relationship with God and feels like he is having a difficult time with this relationship between you. I said, now do you know who this is? And she said yes. And I said, who is he? And she looked at me and looked down and said, he's my priest.
Yeah.
And I said, and all I could think in the beginning is, so you don't know who he is, and all of a sudden it's your priest. Okay. Yes, I would say he has a powerful relationship with God, sweetheart.
Yeah.
And because he wanted to end the relationship because he couldn't live with himself, I have never laughed so hard in my life. It's kind of like, which part don't you get? Higher calling, sweetheart. You know?
Wow. Oh, my goodness.
You might want to let him go, you know?
He's not going to choose you. Oh, my. That is priceless right there.
Isn't that hilarious?
Yes.
Yes. It was like,
winner.
okie dokie.
Oh, my goodness.
Absolutely. So that might be one of the, if not, yeah, it's in the top funniest.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Because it was so crystal clear to me, you know. And I said, a very powerful relationship with God, a lot of conflict because of this. Do you know who I'm talking about? And she, in the beginning, had no clue. And I'm thinking, really?
Jeez.
Wow.
I'm glad she finally saw.
Well, I think it was her finally admitting it. And I thought that's hilarious.
We wonder what really happened after she left.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
It was. Yeah, I do.
Oh,
and he did end the relationship, and she had no choice, you know. because he wanted to make amends and recognized his higher calling. And it was kind of like the ooh baby might have been fine for a minute, but, you know,
Oh my
his
goodness.
relationship with God was forever.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
And it looks like they knew each other in another lifetime. So,
Oh, I'm so sure.
oh yeah.
I'm so
That's
sure,
one.
sweetheart. Yep.
Yeah. What a story.
And your funniest reading?
Well, I don't really have one except I have to bring in an ex-spouse, and I kept saying to ex-spouse, I know everything. But, you know, it's like, yeah, I don't know, say it for many, many decades. I don't know. That was kind of my funny story, which isn't very funny. But I tried to tell them, you know.
Well, you know, you can only help people if they want it.
Well, yeah, kind of like our friend in the priest story. So
yes,
and that's just because I got to tell you, the people, the clients who come to us are dear hearts. They are, and they are looking for direction. Yes, and they eventually get it, and they need it. And you need to equip people with the signage and the confirmations and you know, the mediumship readings. You know, it helps people. It brings a lot of healing to them. Yeah, and God, you know, there's a reason why they cross our paths.
Catholicism is interesting because I went to Sunday school, and we were talking about purgatory, and they talked about how they pray to get people out of purgatory. So I asked the question of, can you pray to keep someone in purgatory? You know, just like this guy goes in there 4 more years. You know,
that might be one of my favorites.
I think that wins.
Oh my goodness, that is hilarious.
That's so good.
And another one that I came up with was that if the Catholic Church is not a democracy, then the new pope isn't the pope until they make it, and then the one that dies is no longer the pope. Is the period of time between the Pope dying and the new one getting selected, is that a free-for-all? Can you sin all you want?
Yeah.
That is, I mean, that's hilarious.
Because,
time
I mean,
that's
you know.
What happens.
What? It's what?
I was being facetious. Time stops. They have to stop the clock. Yeah.
You know, or is it time for toga parties in the church? You know, I mean,
toga parties in the church. Oh my goodness!
And there was
Are we never
disrespectful? That is hilarious.
I mean, Priscilla, have you always been interested in the paranormal?
Yes, I have.
Okay. I just got a text message from Holly, and basically she said that it's okay if your mom is okay with it. I will give okay. I will give you Holly's number. Are you okay with that, Barbara?
Yes, I am.
She is.
Yes.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Oh, by the way, she
says
just texted me now. She goes, did she mention why she wants to learn? I'm talking to Holly right now. Holly would call in, but she's all dirty and with the lawnmower.
Okay.
I mean, you know, awesome. I wanted to know. I mean, is it okay if? I think what
Holly's
she said is that she says, yeah, it's just that. Yeah, she says, boy, you know, she says she was like, listen, you know, she was asking, she goes, I like that she mentioned why you wanted to learn about tarot. Why are you wanting to learn about tarot?
I usually do readings on YouTube, and sometimes I have questions that they don't really do, and I just really want to make it custom and make my own and have it come accurate.
So you watch readings on YouTube, right?
Wow.
Yes, I do.
Okay,
Priscilla's
I'm going to type this to her
time.
right now. she watches.
That's not how they work.
When you do tarot, the cards just leap to life, and it's a magnetic charge between the reading and the cards. It's always amazing to me how they, and here you're talking to an expert, Priscilla, because Karen Page is an expert in this, and so I'm always amazed in how enthralled I can get about the cards, and it's the feel of the cards. It's just an energy, and I'm sure I'm not doing it any service when it comes to reading cards.
Mm-hmm.
But they speak to you, so of course you are.
Yeah, it's an amazing
and
energy.
you have to be drawn to them as
I
a
am.
tool. Yes.
Yeah.
No, and I was talking to Vanessa.
Palpable.
It's something that clearly you understand, sweetheart.
Yeah. It's palpable
and they
with
speak
Priscilla.
to you. Yes.
My grandmother on my mother's side was an expert with tarot, but I think she just used a plain card deck, plain.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's so interesting how different tools will, and you find yours, it's like it shows itself,
True. That's well said.
So it is, and you can learn all of those things, but that may not be the tool that you use to do readings.
Wow.
So it's pretty amazing,
It is. There's pendulums.
Yeah,
pendulum work. I used to do a lot of pendulum work, which is muscle testing.
I just want a pendulum for my chakras to tell if they're overpowered or blocked.
That's hilarious.
So you're just like, you've brought this with you from another lifetime. I'm actually showing 6 lifetimes, so I could sit here and get it down to when and where. But yes, you definitely have paid your assets forward to this lifetime. You have big plans for yourself in this lifetime, and you are going to help a lot of people. I mean, a lot of people.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And that's what's beautiful. Karen and I were talking about that earlier today. It's helping others.
Yep.
And yes, and it's cutting to the chase on truth, getting to
absolutely.
Getting to know. Yes.
Yeah.
It's because it heals people. When truth heals people, and there's so
absolutely.
many. Yes, and there's so many entities and companies and big shots that try to shoot down truth. So when
the truth only has one story,
Absolutely.
You don't have to make up your mind, and kind of go, is it this, is it that,
That's really well said. And I'll tell you, when truth presents, people heal and they get calm.
Oh, so true, sweetheart.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the work that, for example, Karen does and the work that I do, it's a balm. It's a balm for people so that they can go through this life and meet the soul contracts or change soul contracts, shift energies. Yes. I feel like I'm speaking to the choir. Preaching to the choir. But, since you brought this forward from 6 lifetimes, Priscilla, you're just, you're just very eager to start and run and go with it. So, and I'll say this one last time, it's no mistake that your mother is your mother, because I did tell Jonathan earlier today that your mother owns a terrific, pragmatic platform, and she's very business-centric. So that'll be a great combination, you two.
Wow.
And just so you know, Barbara,
right now I'm just seeing dollar signs in her future. No, but we love helping
I was just
people.
letting you know, Barbara. I sent you Holly's phone number on Facebook. Okay.
Thank you. Okay, great. Wow, I think you guys unleashed even more here, and I found out a lot more I didn't even know. I mean, that she's so knowledgeable about more than I even knew. Good girl.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Surprise.
Yeah.
Now be aware of if you see it, it is so. So if you see shift, if you see shift or you see an orb or an apparition, or, like we were talking earlier, Karen is very clear audience, and as are you. So you walk with knowing and don't second guess. They call that doubt. Doubt, that's for other people. And those other people come to us and we help restore them and remove doubt. So trust what you see. Sometimes I post on Instagram, if you see it, it is so. Because so often people doubt what they see, and they shouldn't.
So true.
I was talking to Dale Sellers, who was on this show, Laughter and Happiness recently. I had an orb that came flying out of one of the horse stalls in my horse barn, and I had to dodge it, And so I thought to myself, was that a bird? But I have 2 bird dogs, and they didn't even see anything go past me. I could hear it go past me. That's what made me think it was a bird. So, for example, if you see it, okay, trust what you see.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. We will.
And Priscilla, you have to remember, sometimes when we see things and we say it to people, and I always live in denial because that's not what they want to hear is the truth. You can only see what you see and tell them what you see. Okay?
That's
and
exactly.
if they choose to hear you and they really want to know the truth, they will hear you. And if they choose not to, I want you to please remember that's their journey, sweetheart. It has nothing to do with you. Okay?
Okay.
That's really lovely what Karen is sharing with you. That's right. Because they don't.
Well, that
think like
comes from and that comes from years of practice and self-denial, as we all know.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. I used to have people come in my room when I was a little kid, and they would tell me who they were, so I would share it with my mom the next day. So and so was in my room last night, and they have this message for you, and blah 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 blah. And my mom would go, "Oh my God, what is wrong with her? And you can't do that. It's against the scriptures." And you know what? I didn't learn until 2.5 years ago, that my grandmother, who was my mother's mother, was a superior psychic with these amazing tarot skills.
My Aunt Dorothy was a reader for 53 years.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Wow.
She started the first metaphysical center in Los Angeles.
Oh, my goodness sakes. Wow.
Yep.
Karen, that's amazing.
Isn't that a trip? I mean, I remember she used to do what are called billets. The things that you saw Johnny Carson hold up to his forehead?
Yes.
Only she really did do them, and she was so astonishing. I can't even tell you. And one day when I was probably half your age, Priscilla, I was at my Aunt Dorothy's house, and she made us a cup of coffee because I would rather drink coffee than probably breathe. I know when I die, they're going to find out I actually have coffee running through my veins.
Is your blood type Folgers?
Yeah, yes, actually, it's actually
your blood type is Folgers.
U-Ban.
U-Ban. Oh, I love it.
So I said to her one day over the coffee, I said to her, "Oh, Aunt Dorothy, I wish I could do what you do. I wish I could do that." And she patted me on the arm and she said, "Soon enough, sweetheart, your time will come."
She was right.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Oh my. And Priscilla, I promise you, and Vanessa, I know will back me on this. You will remember your entire life the first things that you ever saw and knew.
Yep.
They'll always be with you. And
It's
those
a
moments
true
from
thing.
when you were a tiny little girl.
Yep.
It's
Yeah.
isn't it amazing?
It is.
Yeah.
It's like, wow.
It's the truth. I remember
Yeah.
I remember I couldn't even see above the kitchen table. That's how young I was, and I was
Me
having
too.
out of body experiences. Yes, right? Yes.
Well, I remember standing at the front window and saying to my mom about our neighbor across the street, "Mom, do you know that Mr. and I won't say their name beats his wife?"
Oh, right. Yeah.
And my mom looked at me and she said, "Don't say that, sweetheart. That's a terrible thing to say." I said, "But it's true, Mommy."
It's true. That's right.
And
That's
2 or
right.
3 weeks later, there were 2 police cars and an ambulance
Oh my God.
in front of at their house, and
That's
one police car took him, one the kids got in the back of, and the ambulance went in and got her.
my goodness sakes. That's
And
exactly
I was like 6, and it was crystal clear to me. It's like, don't say that, sweetheart. That's a terrible thing to say. And to
That's
this
exactly
day,
how it
I
is.
can, yeah, and it is. They're the things, Priscilla, that I mean, Vanessa and I could probably tell you 100 different stories about our childhood,
True.
those kinds of memories. But I
Yeah.
promise you, you will have your own, and those are the ones that will stay with you always. Because, and please, every time someone says to me, "Don't you wish you fit in?" And I said, "I do fit in." And they said, no, don't you wish that you were one? I said, "Oh, my God, no. You mean be like everybody else? I wouldn't trade 1 minute of my life. It's been amazing."
Boring.
Yeah, thank you. And when you see, you're 12 and you know that, God bless you. And don't you wonder what everybody's competing for because they all want to be like the other person? Why? Be yourself.
Yeah.
And I'm so proud of you, Barbara. You are a rock star, girl.
Oh,
She knows.
thank you.
I mean, I'm telling you, it's on you because you are the one. My mother always made it okay for me to be who I am, and she is the reason to this day that I can do the work. She gave me permission to be me. And you have given, isn't it true, Vanessa, that Barbara gave her permission to be herself? And
really
it's like, it does not get more beautiful. You are a lovely girl, Priscilla.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
thank
So nice to be
you.
acknowledged. It's very nice
really
to be
well
acknowledged, and I really appreciate you saying that.
Just
And
a humble observer,
always-
honey. We just work
Thank
here.
you. I know. You really do now. I just always let her be herself, but then I've taken it to a new level because I've been opened up to all of this just because I became the host of the show. Yeah,
and there
the
is
show
a
opened
reason
me
why
up.
you were led here, so you could help her.
It helps people, this work.
Because you are a gift in each other's lives. You were.
That's true.
This was. Yeah. I mean, it's like, wow.
Karen,
and look at all
really
of us.
could,
now we know Priscilla.
Yes. Yes. You really
Well,
put it in the right words.
Yeah. Vanessa, I was like your mom actually not too long ago where I thought, no, don't talk to psychics, don't use those cards, because I was not knowledgeable on the subject. And she even asked me before I even was the host on the show, and I knew nothing about it, so I just would say no, because I grew up in a very strict Christian household. So we just didn't have the education. And once I started with the show, once I was a guest on the show and saw how positive it was and how great this was and how wonderful it was to have a chakra healing and a psychic reading, my eyes were so opened, and I couldn't believe.
What did you say earlier, Vanessa? Isn't the whole point to help people?
Yes, it is. And it makes you wonder why psychics are weaponized and demonized. It's because it cuts to the chase, and I talk about it on I have a show on Thursdays at 2 p.m. Central Time on News for the Soul, and I started out my shows saying this: don't let people tell you that you're wrong or that you didn't see that, because they don't have any criterion to assist you, and it's too lofty for them to get into that conversation with you. Did I see that orb? Did I see that ghost? Did I see the red eyes at night? Yeah, and these are things, the things that go bump in the night.
Every time I hear someone that says they don't believe in ghosts or they don't believe in psychics and they don't believe this is it, I just started laughing. I took my ex-father-in-law when he told me he didn't believe in God. I took him outside and I pulled up a few blades of grass. It was nighttime. And I said to him, "Can you make these?" And he looked at me and went, "Please." And I went and I took a leaf off a tree. I said, "Can you make one of these?"
Yeah.
And he said, "Now you just sound stupid." And I pointed up, it was nighttime, and I pointed up at all the stars and the planets. I said, "Can you make any one of those, even one that's burnt out? I don't care. I'm not picky." He said, "You're ridiculous. All of this is man-made." And I looked at him and I said, "Man couldn't find his way out of a paper bag without God." I said, "I feel really sorry for you that you're going to have to come back here and do it all over again."
Golly, I was there.
Oh, this was priceless. I mean, because that kind and people can. I don't care how people pray. I don't care what religion they are. I always said I don't. If somebody waited for me to go into a synagogue, a church, or whatever, any religious, that has nothing to do with my relationship with God. He hears me when I'm washing a cup at the sink. Just like your dad, Priscilla, it's busy there, at the sink.
Yeah.
That's funny.
And thinking that we're here alone and this is it. Oh my! How sad.
That's true.
Yeah, that is sad.
Isn't it how tiny their world is and how limited?
Maybe that's why they have so much anxiety, because if this is all I thought I was going to have, I would feel nervous and anxious too. It's just, if you are so open and broadened and know that there's so much more, you can handle the things that come your way so much more. I've realized it's like a way deeper way of looking at life.
Oh,
I'm able to handle things. Yeah, it is. Wow.
Barbara, you are intuitive. I picked up on that a long time ago. So you are picking up the energies of the people around you. Now you can, reset that feeling or that tone around people who are struggling. So
thank you.
Well, yeah, since you're empathic,
I'm constantly coming into realizations I've never thought of before, and it's due to this work and being around you guys and being a part of the show every single day.
We get blamed for everything.
Kelly.
Good stuff.
Kelly, is you there? Kelly?
Yeah. Hi.
When you were Priscilla's age, I mean, what was your view on these sort of things when you were Priscilla's age?
Well, when I was her age, I was being introduced to it, but my parents were of, like, they were fearful of it, and they didn't like me exploring it. I think it comes from the fact that they belong to the Mormon Church, so, they weren't sure where the source was of, if you did get information, where is it coming from. So, it was.
They didn't check. They didn't check the zip code.
Yeah, apparently not. Yeah, it was like the whole thing was like, well, it's not. They didn't know it was coming from God, So it was one of those things where I was exploring it at a friend's house, and come to find out, okay, the friend's house I was exploring it at, they were not Christian at all. They were not godly people at all, and I was probably being subjected to things that I didn't really want to be subjected to, but, like the bad aspects of what it can be used for. But, with that, it kind of, I'd already had, like, awakening, and I'd already had, intuition, and I already had, empathic type abilities, but it kind of got, secretly, amplified with the studies, and then I kind of tried to make it go dormant and push it down and not explore it because I thought, what if it's
You didn't
bad?
hear God laugh?
No, that was later, and then I was like,
oh, okay.
Well, apparently,
I was going,
yeah. So, if you're using it
way,
correctly and you're using it with God, then it's a good thing. But these people were trying to use it to, do the wrong things with it, and I think that's a very bad way of looking at it.
I wanted to say that I wanted to make a suggestion because I suggested this to Vanessa. Vanessa, did you tell Karen about my double date idea?
No. I'll let you tell her.
What might that be, Jonathan?
Now.
Okay,
I'm
Vanessa, did you tell her that? I'm just to know, Vanessa, did you tell her my double date idea? Yes or no?
No.
No.
Okay. Here's my idea. I was talking to Vanessa, and Vanessa was talking about her husband, and she's like, "Oh my God, I really am in love with my husband. My husband is. If anybody has a better marriage, I would really like to see it." And then I thought, Karen Page. So what I think we should do is for one show, Karen Page, you bring your boyfriend on, and Vanessa, or she brings her husband on, and we interview the four of you.
I know. That was my response.
What?
So what do you think?
The laughing.
I'm laughing.
Yeah.
What do you think you would say?
I'm going to tell you about my amazing husband, and I did win the husband lottery. He is he is. He's a great guy. He's a partner in a firm. He does most of the sales, and it's interesting. He never says a word. He doesn't say a word. I don't know how he does it, but he's very successful, and he never utters a word. I don't know. So that's probably how it would go on a radio show. Silence.
Well, what about your boyfriend, Karen? What about your boyfriend, Karen, for this double date?
Some things are just not meant to happen, Jonathan.
In other words,
I mean, Vanessa's husband
with the radio person,
and he would not. This would not be his. No.
Yeah. Yeah. Rich,
I can safely speak for him right now. Pardon me?
Yeah.
Well, it's sort of funny because we were talking about The View, and I said if The View were run by a bunch of guys, it would be in a gas station, be in a garage somewhere. I mean, it's true. I mean, you talk about it's like you always say, I have you and Vanessa on, and you're like, oh my God, I'm so happy with the man of my life. Oh, this is wonderful. Bring him on. Oh no, God, no.
But what a beautiful thing is that?
Yeah, I did. I mean, it's because of to whom I'm married that I get to do this.
I so love
So he
that.
would never.
I mean, because that is
Yeah.
a rare
Vanessa
and
would-
beautiful thing.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. And you know
True.
what?
Saying
These
Vanessa,
guys
he would
in our
have zero interest coming on the air.
exactly.
That's interesting.
You know,
yeah.
Is there a less
He-
than zero?
Is it less than zero?
Well, I guess we're gonna find out.
Is it what?
Yeah, I guess I could
Is
go
there a
out.
less than zero?
Probably. He is just the nicest man. I have the nicest man, and I know Karen has the nicest
So is
man.
Mark. He is just an angel.
Yeah, it's
Now-
they're just the dearest men. So
I have a question for Priscilla. Priscilla, I mean, are you surprised about the experience today?
Well, yeah. I was not really like I knew that I was gonna talk to my father, but like it was weird that I made all these connections with my sleep paralysis and like it was really fun, yeah.
Now, let me ask you this.
Yay!
I always tell everybody this. Do you have anybody else that you're going to tell the show about, talk to about the show?
I don't think I do. Do I?
Okay.
Well, I have a question, Priscilla.
Yes.
Did you learn anything today?
Yes. I learned a lot about my father and my sleep paralysis and a lot of stuff. Yes, I did.
That is a beautiful thing. Do you have any other questions for Vanessa and I?
No, I don't think I do.
Well, you are
Okay.
Thank you.
you are lovely.
yeah.
I'm
you
sorry.
are
Well, thank
lovely.
Oh, thank you.
Well, thank you for coming on,
Thank you
Priscilla.
for having me on
Thank
the
you for coming.
show.
You're welcome.
Aw,
Priscilla.
thank you,
Hope you'll come
everyone.
back.
This was really great.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, you guys.
Thank you.
Have a great night.
Thank
You
Thank
too.
everyone.
What a great show.
Bye, everyone.
It was
Thank you,
nice
Karen.
meeting you.
You
Thank you.
too.